Leaving Neverland documentary, James Safechuck gives this detailed story about how he was abused in different places around Neverland by Michael Jackson, including the Grand train station, which people will know because of the floral clock in front of it. It's quite an iconic piece. So he goes into this detail about how he was abused in a room upstairs, and pictures appear on the screen. So it's definitely that train station. And he says it happened every day. And he says how it's something that happens when you first get into a relationship, things are exciting. That to me would indicate that he's talking about the start of when he was abused by Michael Jackson, allegedly. So his time period where he alleges he was abused, again, signed 2 sworn declarations under penalty of perjury that he was abused between 1988 and 1992 until he was 14. The narrative of the whole thing is that I got too big, I got too old, Michael moved on. He started phasing me out and replaced me, essentially. So if we've got that timeline of I was abused between 88 and 92, the train station abuse must have happened during that time period. And a fan pointed out that the train station didn't open until 1994, by which time Safechuck was 16. They got a couple of pictures, a couple of Associated Press, Getty Images pictures, some footage of Neverland from '91, Elizabeth Taylor's wedding, footage above Neverland from a helicopter, no train station. So the fans had established that. That prompted me to use my source to try and nail this down. Let's prove that this train station didn't exist until '94. So I managed to get hold of the construction permits, which showed that the train station was not approved for construction until September 1993. There was an image taken by a press photographer on the 25th of August, '93, from a helicopter. His name is Stephen Starr, so he was working in an office in LA. The reason he was flown over Neverland on that day was because of the allegations, which had surfaced 2 days earlier. So, Steve, get yourself in a helicopter, take some pictures of Neverland from above. Those pictures show no train station. And I contacted Steve Starr personally, and he's confirmed that 25th of August, '93 is the correct day for when he took that picture. No train station. And then you've got the permits approved a month later. So you've got real solid evidence that there was no train station until the building didn't begin until late '93. It opened in 1994.
I wish that I don't know if he ever built the roller coaster. I don't think it was ever finished.
I don't think he was allowed. There's a story out there that he wanted to, but the local council actually stopped him from being able to build it.
Yeah, I think that's true. They gave him a really hard time about the train too. And I remember when they built the train station, I went up there to photograph the property, and he wasn't there, and I was up there photographing these statues. He had animal statues placed on the lawn in front of the train station. I was up there for like 3 days just photographing the statues, in situ and also the train station. And I get a message to call him, and he said, "Don't photograph the train station." I said, "Oh, why?" He said, "Just don't photograph the train station." I said, "Okay." And then he calls me back and he says, "I need to talk to you, but I can't on this line. I don't know who's listening." And apparently he didn't want the train station photographed because he put it up without a permit initially, and was fighting with the county or whatever about it being there. And of course they let it be there. I think, whatever he had to do to make it stay, he made it stay. It was beautiful. It was an absolutely beautiful building. I think it's still there.